Hello ladies, welcome once again to my channel. So wonderful, and I'm wonderful, and today's topic is a very exciting and important one, and it's something that every one of us as dressmakers should know, okay, especially those of you who would like to start your own sewing business or fashion brand, or those of you who have recently started your own business, but you know that you need to put certain structure in place to make your business, more profitable. So this is for you, and what I'm going to be doing is to be sharing the advantages, the benefits of each business model and the cons of each business model, so that you can make an informed decision. All right. And another thing is that the ready-to-wear business model and the made-to-wear business model are the two most common business models that many fashion brands, the big brands, the small brands, the medium brands use, okay, in their business. So it's important that you get to know what each are, because most times they can be confusing for people, and many people just keep saying ready to wear and they are not aware that what they really mean is made to wear. So we'll be dissecting all of that shortly, and then much later on I'll be showing you some examples of African fashion brands who use the ready-to-wear model, and some who use the made-to-wear model, and then some who use both models. Okay, they make it really flexible for their customers and for people. All right, so let's get started. So first of all, let's define what ready-to-wear means and what made-to-wear means, because like I said, many of us, when we say ready-to-wear, that's not what we mean really. Okay, so a ready-to-wear outfit or a ready-to-wear brand is a brand that makes outfits that are available immediately for purchase. Okay, so a ready-to-wear outfit is, like the name implies, it is ready to wear. It's already there, it has been made. Now, what are the advantages of the ready-to-wear business model? It can be quite cheaper to produce in bulk. Why? Because you get to buy your fabrics directly, perhaps from the manufacturer or top retailers, and when you buy in bulk, the price for each fabric is reduced significantly. So it's cheaper to produce, okay, because you're producing your outfits in bulk. Another thing is that the outfits can be bought instantly. Now, this is an advantage for the buyers mostly, okay, where they see something, they love it, they buzz, oh, I want it in this size, and then they buy it. That's a good one for them. And then returns and exchanges are allowed here, and what I mean by that is perhaps you maybe bought like this top I'm wearing, okay, in say a size 12, and then it gets to you and you realize, oh, the bust is quite small, you would prefer a size 14. Many ready-to-wear brands allow for returns and exchanges. Okay, they may not necessarily allow refunds, okay, but you can return it and then they give you the right one in the other size that you want, especially when you return it within the time frame set in their shipping policies. Now, for the cons of ready-to-wear, that's the disadvantages of ready-to-wear. Now, these disadvantages can be for the buyer or for the fashion brand itself, and one of them is for the buyer is your outfits cannot be altered. So if you buy maybe a pair of pants and the waist is perfect but the length is quite long and you need it to be shortened, you would have to take care of that yourself. You would have to find a local tailor around you to tweak that, because once it's bought, it's bought. You cannot go back to the fashion brand and tell them, oh, I want you to reduce this. It's not done. No, you can return to get a different size, but to alter, to do minor alterations on your outfit, you would have to take care of that yourself as a buyer. Another disadvantage, this also is for the buyer, is that you can only buy their designs, the designs of this fashion brand, in the fabrics that they make them with. So for example, you see this bustier, oh, it's for sale and all of that, but you would prefer perhaps the bustier part to be a color blue. You cannot, it's what they produce in the fabrics that they produce, that's what you buy with. You cannot request for anything other than that. What you see basically is what you get. Another thing is, many of these fashion brands, whether made to wear or ready to wear, they all have their custom size charts, okay, but for the ready to wear, the custom size chart cannot be tweaked to accommodate your own specific body size or body shape. So if your waist is a bit smaller than maybe a size 6, just a bit smaller, but every other thing fits, the boobs, the hips, everything is okay, you have to take care of that yourself. Like, you have to buy the outfits that you want and find a way to tweak the waist part locally, outsource it to a local tailor around you. But they cannot do anything once they've produced that. Or the next step for them is to market it and make sure that they sell out the different outfits in the different sizes. But they cannot tweak any of their sizes for a particular person. So you like it, you see, you buy, and that's the end of it. Now, another con, this now is for the fashion brand itself, is that creating these outfits can be capital intensive, because you have to first of all buy the fabrics. Okay, yes, you buy the fabrics most times in bulk, it's cheaper and all, but producing every one of them, you have to buy fabrics enough to make in a certain number for each size. So maybe size 6 you want 10 pieces of bustier tops, size 8 you want 15 pieces. So it's capital intensive, because you have to pay tailors that will sew this, those that will cut it, make the patterns for each size and all of that. So it can be quite intensive. Okay, resource intensive, both your time and your money as well. Everything is tied down there, and if you do not get to sell this out within the time frame that you want, then you can run into, you know, some kind of issues financially and every other alley wise. Okay, so you want to also be aware of that when you're choosing the ready-to-wear brand, you need to have some substantial amount of money there to be able to cover every of these costs in buying the fabrics, producing them, and then finding a way to market them that, you know, the public, the buyers out there would be interested. Okay, now so we go into made to wear. Now, before we start on that, if you like this video, you like my vibe, please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to subscribe, and please like the video. It helps me, it helps the algorithm know that, oh, these are the kind of videos you ladies want to see, and share to your friends, your fashionista friends, those that you know would benefit from this video. Thank you. Okay, so for made to wear outfit or a made to wear brand means a brand that makes a specific design, creates a specific design, a sample of that design in one fabric, and then they put it out there for people to see, and whoever likes that design gets to place an order for that design. Okay, so for example, I make a sample of this and I put it out there. I'm like, oh, I like it. The buyer would have several options to choose from, which I'll be talking about, which are the advantages of made to wear. But basically, a made to wear brand makes just one sample of each design. So if I have a palazzo pants, it's just one sample in one size. That's it. You get to see it, and whatever size you want, we can make it for you. Okay, if you like the top, you see it in just one sample, one size, and that's it. So they may have different outfits, but each outfit is a different design made as just one sample to put out there for people to see, and then make their place their orders. Now, what are the benefits for the made-to-wear business model? One of the benefits is that you have fabric options many of the time. So when you see a design out there that you like and you contact the brand, they get to send you different fabric options that they have that are available to them. Okay, so you necessarily do not bring your own fabric, except it's a custom order, which many brands too are quite flexible on that, depending. Okay, but many times they send you pictures of the fabric options that they have, and then you pick which fabric you prefer, and then they sew that particular design of theirs that you saw and you liked. Okay, so even though the sample may come in this color that you have here, but the fabric options will have green, blue, pink and all, and then you choose, but you get to receive this bustier top here, the same design but in a different fabric. Okay, so that's a pretty cool advantage for the made to wear business model, unlike in the ready to wear that what you see is what you get. Another thing is that the outfits can be customized to fit your own size. So even though the design sample you saw, the sample design you saw was a model wearing it in a size 8 and your size 16, they can make it in your size. Yes. Okay, so for this made to wear business model, they have their custom size chart as well, like the ready to wear business model. But when you look at it and one part differs from another part, maybe your bust is bigger, you can notify them that, hey, so size is this, okay, but my bust is bigger by 1 inch. they will put that factor in that when they are making your outfit for you. Okay, so they have where they note all of that down. You tell them, oh, the length is 41, but I'll rather have mine a bit shorter. I'm not the tall type. And then they shorten the length for you of the particular design that you see that you like. So the outfits can be customized to fit your own unique body shape or your body size. And then another thing, advantage, now this is for the brand itself, not for the buyer, is that you really do not get to waste your fabrics. So you may not even necessarily have your fabrics on ground. Okay, so what many of them do, depending, some produce their own fabrics, but for like up and coming fashion brands and sewing businesses, they already have established a buying relationship with fabric vendors. Okay, and that's what I do myself. So I reach out to them, I tell them, hey, this is what I do. I make samples. When people see it and they say they want to buy, and then they send me pictures, okay, of their current stock. So it's something you have to keep reaching out maybe every week or every 2 weeks to get new pictures, especially if that fabric vendor sells out. But if it's one that usually has in bulk, then you're good to go. So you get those pictures, you can watermark them. Watermarking them basically is to help you be able to locate which vendor gave you that picture. So you're not watermarking them for privacy or anything, no. So for example, say Fatima is a fabric vendor and she sent you 12 pictures, so you can use maybe FA and use something else, maybe the kind of fabric she sent you. The Ankara has a different name. Okay, you know, they have different depending on your country. So you can choose maybe 2 letters from the name of your Ankara. So let me use high target, for example. So it can be F for Fatima or FA, and then high target you can put H. Okay, so that's FAH, and then you can put 1. So that's the first picture, FAH 2. Okay, so that's Fatima high target 1, high target 2. So you can have that in like a frame. This is just some tips that I do. You can have that like in a frame where you have 12 pictures, 3 or 4 on each row. Okay, use your photo app and do all that and just label it. So when you send it to the people, the prospective buyer, and they look through it, they can just pick and say, oh, I prefer FAH 8. And that's all. When you go to your notebook, because you have reached out to, let's say, 5 vendors. So there's Fatima, there's Caro will be maybe CA something. Okay, and maybe Caro sells Vlisco or other kind of fabric. So maybe CAV. All right. So when you see that FAH and you go to your notebook and you look through whose code has FAH, you see that FAH means Fatima. You have her number there, you have her Instagram or Facebook or whatever, however you contact her, and her number, and then you reach out to her and say, hey Fatima, someone has placed an order for this, do you still have it? She says yes. If she says no, you can ask them, which one do you have? You go back to the customer and you show them, and then they pick again. Okay, so for me, what I do is that sometimes I can have 2 vendors their fabric pictures when I'm editing it. Okay, like maybe 6 of it, 3, and then 2 other vendors, okay, 3. So FAH 1 to 6, then maybe Caro is the other one, CAV 1 to 6. So because not every vendor will have all the kind of fabrics you want, so I like to mix it to just give them flexibility for the buyers. And so what happens is that someone may choose from FA, the next buyer who sees my design may say, oh, I want CAV4. Okay, so when I see CAV4, I know that it's time to contact Caro. All right, so those are the things I do. So it's better because you don't have to start flooding your buyers and people who reach out to you via DM and all with 20 pictures. No, just have all of them in just one collage. Okay, and just there are different collages that can have you 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Just don't make it too small, make it enough that they can see how the fabric is. Okay, so that's what I do. So when I just send like maybe most times just one collage, so that the options are not too much and then they are confused, analysis paralysis. Okay, so I send it out of the 12 fabrics, they pick one, that's it. But in those 12 fabrics, usually I have 2 vendors fabrics there. Okay, and then they pick, and then I do this for like 5 different collages. So the collage I'm giving buyer 1 may not even be the same picture collage I'm giving buyer 2. All right, buyer 2 may have maybe Joy as a vendor, JA something 1 to 6, and then someone else as the second vendor, just to spice it up out there, so that when they are wearing their outfits and whoever gets to meet each other, same design but different fabrics. So it's not just using only 12 fabrics every time. So I like to have different collages and all for the different vendors. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So that's a plus for you as a designer, as the fashion brand, the owner of the fashion brand, because you cut your cost. You're only reaching out to buy fabrics when someone has placed an order and made payment. Okay, and then you reach out, buy the fabric, do your designs and send out. Nothing is in store in where you are. Okay, nothing, just your sample designs. Now for the cons, for the buyer, the outfit is not ready immediately. Many fashion brands tell you it takes us 5 to 7 working days, it takes us 3 to 5 working days, you know, depending on the brand, depending on how huge the frequency of orders coming in. Okay, so some people do 3 to 5, some 5 to 7, some even do longer than that, and people are willing to wait. Okay, so it just depends on what your own policy is. But when you see a design and you love it, and you see it on a Friday, you have a wedding on a Saturday, it would not be possible with made to wear, because they have to source that fabric before the fabric gets to you, maybe 24 hours, and then use maybe 2 days to produce it and all of that. So outfits are not instantly ready for the buyer. You have to wait a couple of days before you can get it. So it's something that every buyer, once they know that this is your business model, they know that, okay, if I need something like this, I have to place an order on time so that it can get to me before my proposed event. Another thing is that for the made to wear business model, returns and exchanges are usually not allowed. Now this is because when you place an order, you are specifying your own size, your own custom size and all of that. So when they make that outfit, they are making it in your specific size. So for example, you said your waist is 30, and then you went and gained weight within 5 days for the outfits to get to you. And then when it gets to you, perhaps your waist is now 32. It is not the fault of the business, the fashion business. It is your own fault. So you have to lose weight or find a way or wear waist trainer or whatever. Okay, because if they allow returns and you return it, there's no one that truly has your own body size in your own shape like that, and that outfit just ends up wasting, staying in their shop or wherever they produce from, with no one buying it, because everyone that reaches out to them, they make each outfit according to their specific body size. Sometimes people buzz them and say, oh yeah, the size 6 in your custom size chart, that's what I am. Okay, and then they just make it and send out. It doesn't still matter. When there's an issue, we made it according to the sizes you said. You chose size 6, this is how we made it, and it fits. Okay, so anything outside that, you have to bear the brunt as the buyer, because it's custom size, custom made to your own size. All right, so that's a kind of disadvantage for the buyer. So you want to be sure of your size, measure yourself properly before you place that order. So both business models work perfectly well. For me, what I advise is, if you know that you do not have a lot of capital and you're working on a budget, then you start with a made to order. Now please note that people who do the made to order or made to wear business model, it's not because, you know, they are trying to save money or they have just a little budget. Sometimes that's what they prefer. They really are not interested in producing in bulk. They just want to make their designs, and whoever is interested, place an order, we show you fabric, and then you make payments, and then, you know, they produce it. So if you know that you personally, you're working on a tight budget, then it only makes sense that you go with the made to wear business model. Okay, so you just make your outfit in your sample design, post it out there, market it out there, people place their order, and then you're good to go. You show them fabric pictures like I described earlier on, and then they place their order. Then if you think that you prefer the ready to wear, because for the ready to wear, you buy in bulk, maybe depending on the kind of fabrics you buy, and you just want to make it and just, it's quick fashion for you. Perhaps it could be maybe kimonos, some do shorts, maybe shorts with elastic. Watch my other video where I talked about 5 outfits to start with as a ready to wear, things that people rarely return, because no matter what, it will fit your body because of the elastic. And also I gave examples of that. Watch that video. All right, so for the ready to wear, many people who do ready to wear, they do outfits that it is rare for people to return, because it's either loose fitting outfits, palazzos maybe with elastic at the back, kimonos, and you name it. Okay, so if you know that the kind of designs you make are things that, you know, anyone who wears it, one size fits all, and you have the capital for it, then you can go for your ready to wear and just make them and, you know, push it out there and people buy. But if you make specific designs that, you know, shape the body and all, it's only wise that you go with the made to wear business model, so that you can minimize the rate of returns and just have people receive their outfits in their own custom size. Now, for custom orders, ready to wear, they also do custom orders, so it depends maybe on the quantity, the event, the business model of the what will I call it, like the PR of the brand. Okay, so they can tell you, oh, if it's for a wedding we'll do it, but if it's just for this, if it's two you want to know. Okay, so even for the made to wear, they also accept custom orders, so it depends on what your request is, and then they will know how to tailor it to fit your own order that you have coming in. So let me know what business model you think that you prefer, or that you currently are using, or you think you want to switch to, or you want to use as you go into your sewing business. I use the made to wear, the made to order, or made to wear business brand, but I also want to know which business model you're using and which you think you would switch to if you are already using one and you think you want to switch to the other. I hope this video was quite explanatory. Let me know your thoughts below. If you have more questions or even more video ideas for me you want me to talk about, let me know, and I'll create those content for you. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, don't forget, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.